Hi, in this video, we will explore the drawing canvas in Seesaw. For many of the activities that students will be completing, they will be using the drawing canvas. So I just wanted to go over some of the tools that students will have access to. Starting here on the left is the text box tool. Students can tap on that T for text box and they can type any text that they would want. They can click and drag and move it around. They can also resize it. And if they click the three dots underneath it, they can change the font type. If they choose a color on this right side, they can also change the color of the text box. Next up is the microphone. Students can click here to record their voice explaining their thinking. Below that, there is the camera. Students can click on the camera to take a picture of anything. If students are on a Chromebook, when they use the camera, the district Chromebooks and most Chromebooks have a webcam at the top of the laptop of the Chromebook. Students can simply hold up whatever it is they're trying to take a picture of and then use the space bar to actually snap a picture. If students click the three dots, they will open up the option to add shapes and backgrounds. If they choose shapes, they'll see a variety of different shapes that they can use. They simply need to tap on a shape and it will be added. Once the shape is added, they can enlarge it, they can make it smaller, and they can pick a color here on the right to change the color of the shape. If they need to duplicate it, they can do that as well. Locking the shape will make sure that that shape will not move on the screen anymore. And then the other option here on the three dots is background. And so this will just change the background of the student's canvas. Down at the bottom are quotation marks. This will allow students to type a caption or they can add a voice caption. This hand is the move tool. So students need to make sure that the hand is clicked in order to be able to click and drag and move any of the tools. If something happens like this, like another box appeared, simply click this back arrow, the undo arrow, and that will remove that item. If students want to draw, there are a variety of drawing utensils near the bottom of the screen. They can tap on the pencil and they can pick a color and they can start drawing. Using the pencil feature is much easier on a touchscreen device, but it's still doable on a Chromebook. Students would just need to click and drag in order to write. So that's your pencil. You can click on it another time and it will give you different options for the width of the pencil. So for right now, I was using the second to thinnest. I can go over to the thickest and you can just see the difference in the lines that I'm able to draw. There's also a marker tool. It gives you some thicker lines, and same thing, you can click on the marker tool a second time and you can adjust the thickness of your marker. So now I have a very thick marker. Here's your highlighter tool. It can be used to highlight any items. You have your glow pen, which is a lot of students' favorites. It just kind of makes a nice little glowing writing utensil. And then here is your eraser. If you accidentally make a mistake and you want to erase something, you can use the eraser tool to erase it. When you're tapped on either any of the pencils or any of the writing utensils down at the bottom, you will see your color choices here on the right. So students can just click and toggle between the colors. Over here on the far right, you will see the ability to add a new page. So if students are doing multiple steps, they can add multiple pages. So if they just click this add page button, you get a new page, like starting with a brand new piece of paper. When students are finished, they would click the green check mark. The draft option allows them to kind of save their work and come back to it at a later time. You have your undo and your redo buttons. I'm going to go back to my first page here. This is your zoom. It allows you to zoom in on anything in particular. So maybe I really want to get into this heart that I drew. I can just zoom in. And now if I wanted to, let's say, I don't know, color this in, it just gives me a better viewing angle to color that in. So that's your zoom feature. You can zoom in and you can zoom out. And then finally, you have this icon, and what this does is it will remove all of the tools so that students just can see the entire canvas that they have. Sometimes, especially with our younger students, um, the canvas tools might get in the way. They do disappear when you're working, but it's also nice just to be able to see a blank canvas. And if for some reason you make or your student decides they no longer want to submit this, they can always hit the trash can and delete it and start over. And those are the tools in the drawing feature of Seesaw.